If you are looking for something new and different for the upcoming Compliance Week celebration in November, check out The Compliance Kids. It's my 3-book children's series on compliance and compliance professionals for children. But they make great gifts and great training tools for your employees. You can check it out on Amazon.com. We've linked to it in the show notes. The Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
If you're a compliance officer, middle managers are crucial in getting your programs from you to your frontline employees. But how do we activate those managers and get them on our side? Ethico's new Middle Manager Toolkit equips you with the skills needed to empower your managers, to promote a culture where ethical behavior thrives and employees feel empowered to speak up. Learn how to turn frontline managers into ethical leaders with our new white paper, Empowering Middle Managers as Ethics Champions. And did I mention you can get the whole toolkit for free? Head to ethico.com to download the full toolkit today.
We continue our review of the John Deere FCPA enforcement action by looking at the perennial importance of pre-acquisition due diligence. A critical aspect of this case was the apparent lack of thorough pre-acquisition due diligence. While the SEC's order does not mention any evidence of such due diligence being conducted by Deere prior to the acquisition of Wirtgen, this raised serious concerns about the company's risk assessment process. In high-risk markets like Thailand, where corruption is pervasive, skipping or skimping on due diligence can be a costly mistake. Compliance professionals should take this as a reminder to prioritize comprehensive due diligence in any acquisition, especially when the target operates in regions known for corruption risks. This includes not only reviewing the target's compliance program, but also understanding its business practices, key relationships, and potential vulnerabilities. A failure to do so can leave a company exposed to significant legal actions and financial liabilities, as the Deere case clearly demonstrated. While most mergers and acquisitions are generally friendly affairs, or at least not unwanted takeovers, a agreed upon deal can certainly make things go more smoothly if there is familiarization through your pre-acquisition due diligence. Further, you won't be blinded by reputational hits that you were not expecting. The key is to have done such pre-acquisition due diligence, because if you do so, you'll be better prepared should something go askance. And hopefully you will have remediated it. But once again, if something pops up post-acquisition, if you have discovered it or determined it in your pre-acquisition due diligence, then you can be prepared for it and prepared if the DOJ comes knocking as well. As I said in the opening of this podcast, this month's sponsor of the entire Compliance Podcast Network is Ethico, and they've developed a toolkit for middle managers that will help middle managers in intaking information from employees, and equally importantly, understanding how to respond and how to get the information up to compliance for the decision makers. We've linked to this toolkit in our show notes, so check it out at ethico.com. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily, and frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The compliance tip of the day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network.